there, students! We will learn new stuff today. For this lesson, you will learn how to organize data using the frequency distribution table, and this will be for ungrouped data. Are you ready? Great! So I, Miss Mavic, will help you as you go along with your journey to the world of frequency distribution table. At the end of the lesson, you are expected to organize data using the frequency distribution table and interpret data in a frequency distribution table. But before we start, let's have a review first. I hope you're now ready with your pen and paper and is seated at a comfortable place. Are you ready? Let's now begin. For our review, I want you to identify what method of statistical data gathering is being described in the following statements. Write O for observation, I for interview, Q for question, and R for registration. I will give you 5 seconds to answer each question. Okay, so let's have question number 1. The responses are revealed by what people put on paper. The responses are revealed by what people put on paper. Let's check your answer. So the answer is Q. Question number 2. The data are gathered by what people express in conversation with the interviewer. The data are gathered by what people express in conversation with the interviewer. Timer starts now. What's your answer? That's right. It's I. Question number 3. It can be used to obtain complete enumeration through a legal requirement. Again, it can be used to obtain complete enumeration through a legal requirement. Let your time begin. Did you answer R? That's correct. Question number 4. The data gathering is done with the help of the eye. Again, the data gathering is done with the help of the eye. Your time starts now. What's your answer? If you answer O, that's correct. For our final question, question number 5. It requires high level of literacy. Again, it requires high level of literacy. For the last question, the answer is Q. Did you get all 5 answers correctly? If not, that's okay. Now, you're ready to explore the world of frequency distribution table. But before we proceed, let's have a quick stop over at the world of Mobile Legend, created by Montan, is one of the most trending online games to teenagers nowadays. This game serves as their pastime for enjoyment. Even adults play this game. That's why I interviewed 25 students who plays Mobile Legend and asked them who is their main hero or what hero do they mostly use when playing this game. So this is the result of the survey to the 25 students who plays Mobile Legend. summarize it, and here is the result.
Farsa. Choke. Mia. Tigreal. Layla.
But how did I know that these are the heroes they mostly used and how many of them uses these heroes? It's easy. I use the frequency distribution table. How did I do that? Well, I will teach you how to organize data using the frequency distribution table. But before we proceed to the steps in organizing data using the frequency table, let's define first some terms. Let's start with table. One way of organizing data in a most systematic and organized manner is table. A table is more effective when the title clearly states what the table is all about. The data are arranged systematically in columns and properly labeled. The date of the survey is indicated, and the source of the data is properly identified. This is an example of a table. The data are arranged systematically in two columns. The first column showing the provinces of Region 10, and the second column shows the number of COVID cases for each province. The title of the table, COVID cases of Region 10, Northern Mindanao, clearly states what the table is all about. Now, let's define what is a frequency distribution table. A frequency distribution table is a tabular method of organizing data that summarizes values and their frequency. It's a useful way to organize data if you have a list of numbers that represent the frequency of a certain outcome in a sample. Just a while ago, we talked about frequency. When we say frequency, it tells you how often something happened. The frequency of an observation tells you the number of times the observation appears in the data. To get the frequency of a set of data, let's have this example. Try to look at number 1 in the given data. For this example, number 1 appears 3 times in the list. So, the frequency of 1 is 3. Now, I will teach you how to organize data in a frequency distribution table. Let's have this example. Anna has surveyed 20 households and found out the number of dogs they own. The results are as follows. Organize the following data using FDT or the frequency distribution table. Let's have step 1. Create a table with 3 columns. Label each column accordingly. For the first column, we have there the number of dogs, the data that we are going to organize. The next column will be for tally, and the last column will be for frequency. Step number 2. Write the categories of the result gathered in the first column, which is the number of dots. As you notice, I have there the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, since these are the numbers that appeared repeatedly on the list. To write the category, if the data are numeric, look for the lowest and highest value. Start writing from the lowest value, then write all the values between the lowest and the highest value. So the categories for this example are the values 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. For this example, the lowest value is 0, while the highest value is 4. That's why, under the number of dogs column, I have there the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 0 being the lowest value, 1, 2, and 3 are the values between the lowest and highest value, and 4 being your highest value. For non-numeric data, you can just arrange them in alphabetical order. Step number 3. Tally the numbers in each category based on the data gathered in the survey. For 0, it appears 4 times, so you'll make 4 lines for your tally. For 1, it appears 6 times, so you'll have 6 lines. For 2, it appears 5 times, so you'll have 5 lines. For 3, you'll have 3 lines for your tally, since it appears 3 times on your data, and 2 lines for 4, since it only appears twice. Step number 4. Count the tally marks and write the frequency in the third column. For this step, just simply count the tally, and that is your frequency. For 0, since you have 4 lines, your frequency is 4. For 1, 6 lines, so your frequency is 6. For 2, you have 5 lines, so your frequency is 5. For 3, you have 3 lines, so your frequency is 3. And for 4, since you have 2 lines in your tally, your frequency is 2. Step number 5. Finalize the table. Make sure to write the title. Since our data is about the number of dogs in each household, so our title will be Frequency Distribution of the Number of Dogs of 20 Households. Note, you can also omit the second column. If you do so, your frequency distribution table will look like this. Now, let's go back to our example. Let's organize the data and find out how many students uses each of the following heroes. Let's have step number 1. Create a table with 3 columns. Label each column accordingly. So for column 1, let's name it as ML Hero. For column 2, let's name it Tally. And column 3, let's name it Frequency. Step number 2. Write the categories of the result gathered in the first column. When we look again at the list, these heroes appears repeatedly. So these are the heroes that they mainly use when playing Mobile Legends. First is Chu. Second is Layla. Third is Mia. Fourth is Forza. Fifth is Tigreal. Step number 3. Tally the numbers in each category based on the data gathered in the survey. Let's now tally your result. Let's start with Chu. Chu appears 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Layla appears 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Mia appears 1, 2, 3, 4 times in your list. Forza appears 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And the last, Tigreal, appears 1, 2, 3 times. Let's have step number 4. Count the tally marks and write the frequency in the third column. For Chu, since you have 7 tally marks, your frequency is 7. For Layla, since you have 6 tally marks, you have 6. For Mia, your frequency is 4. For Forza, your frequency is 5. And for Tigreal, you have 3 for your frequency since you have 3 tally marks. Let's have step number 5. Finalize the table. Make sure to write the title. Since our table is about the main ML hero of the 25 students, therefore, our title will be The Frequency Distribution of the Main ML Hero of the 25 Students. Note: you can also omit the second column. If you do, your frequency distribution table will look like this. Also, if we have already a frequency distribution table, we can easily interpret the data and answer some questions regarding the data being organized. Let's have an example in interpreting data in a frequency distribution table. Let's answer the following questions. First question: how many students uses Tigrill? Now, since the frequency for Tigrill is 3, therefore, there are 3 students who uses Tigrill. Question number 2. How many students uses Farsa and Layla? Now, in your frequency distribution table, the frequency of Layla and Farsa are 6 and 5. So let's just add 6 and 5. So therefore, the answer is 11. And for the last question, who is the hero with the highest frequency? Since in our frequency distribution table, 7 is the highest value, and it belongs to Chu. Since we're done knowing how to organize data, I want you to create your own frequency distribution table for the given data below and answer the following questions by interpreting the frequency distribution table you made. I will give you the answer for this in our next video, so stay tuned always. That's it! We're done with our lesson. Congratulations! You have learned something new today. Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you for watching.